Understanding the cheater. This is part 2. I'll go ahead and put part 1 down below in the description. But let's listen to this one. Understanding the cheater. Let's not be upset right now or angry and kind of replay the trauma that they gave to us. Let's really take a grasp and try to fully understand this cheater right now without any anger and emotion involved. Let's just really stay focused. I want us to be better at not finding the right partner and not getting ourselves involved with a cheater again or these toxic behaviors. Run, walk away. Don't go back to a cheater. Don't go back. Leave them where they lay. They've done the deed, and do not go back. Let's really not get upset about this cheater right now, and let's really try to focus on the understanding of it. I'm going to assume and talk to this video as if you are not the cheater, and someone else, the they, is the cheater, and you and I are not the cheater. So let's communicate about that and try to understand this. First of all, the cheater is not someone that specifically wants to hurt you, and they may cheat for retaliation. That may be it, but ultimately they seek this retaliation, or they seek out this instant gratification because of the lack of self-esteem within them, because of the childhood trauma that they've experienced and the lack of love they have experienced as a child, which continues to cycle itself over and over again. Looking for validation, looking for a sense of safety and security through the love and touch of something or someone else. And this is what the cheater is seeking. Let me give you a couple examples. Well, first of all, before I do that, the cheater is damaged. The cheater has not healed. And the cheater is trying to heal by using sex. They're trying to heal sometimes by using drugs or alcohol. And the cheater it's not because of you. 99% of the time, and this is from psychology material, it is not the person that got cheated on, not you or I. We are typically just the kind of the punching bag, or the challenge, if you would say, of obstacle that they are trying, that makes it almost they seek this anticipation to seek out the gratification, and they just use us as kind of like a game, as an obstacle to kind of to finally reach the destination of cheating, satisfying the broken child within them. So it is not you. More than likely, it's not going to be you or something you said or did that's causing them to cheat. Let me give you a scenario. The most common scenario that people will talk about in cheating is the woman cheating on the man. Now, this does happen more often, and it is studies to prove it. There's studies to prove it. I'm not just saying it because I'm a man. It is factual. More women cheat now, and because they don't view it as cheating, they view it as a need or necessity to reach a certain specific goal for other reasons, and they don't view it as cheating. So this woman that cheats typically was probably not seeking any type of love, or not receiving any type of love from their father. Their father was missing, and at times when the father came in their life, or maybe out of the life, or just was not there at all, it typically is someone who's seeking some type of, any young daughter, any child is seeking masculine security and love, masculine love. It is the nature of us. So let's just get that clear. And this young child was seeking some type of masculine love. They probably got it from some type of attention from a family member. That's why they become victims of They become victims of pedophilia from like other family members or some type of other issues. But this person was seeking some type of comfort through their masculinity. They've received their feminine comfort, their feminine love through the mother, and they did not receive it from the father. We call this, like it's called in the in this area of cheating, the daddy issues. And this goes both ways. It's not just the missing father. And if it is, and if you believe that it's more than likely the missing father, well, then maybe it's then these women should not be keeping fathers away from these children, because cheating and more women cheating is growing and growing and growing. More divorces and more broken homes. It's continuing. We're continuing the cycle. So if that is something you think it may be, that it's because of the missing father, well, we also have to look at the mothers, because it takes two, and both have the responsibility for this life. So you have this daughter, and they grow up. They haven't healed from the missing love of masculinity as a child, and they grow up, and they have this partner, and they love them and care for them because they've learned how to love femininely and just love as a woman, because they've seen a good woman probably in the home, the mother, loving and caring, and received love and care from them. So they know how to love and care like a woman. So they do that for their partner. And even the best woman, even a good, pristine woman that is doing right with a good education, background, and so on and so forth, she will still cheat. She will still cheat. Even a woman who has both parents in the home, there is some type of issues there that the parents haven't fixed, some childhood trauma that they have of their own that is leaked into the child. And even a married couple can create some type of unhealthy patterns into a young daughter that will be a cheater as she grows up. There's different scenarios to prove that. Like, for example, a married couple with a father that drinks, disappears while drinking, comes back, or maybe a mother that drinks and disappears while drinking, comes back. If there's some type of abandonment that goes on that's temporary and comes back, that is going to cause the child to have these type of abandonment issues and seeking out some type of love and security that was missing. So that can also be it. It's not just a broken family or divorced family. It can also be a coupled up family, a married couple, that can create this type of child. This child is going to grow up, and because they've learned to be a loving woman, this child, I'm going to talk about the men here in just a second. This child will eventually grow up and be loving and caring and nurturing to their man. And because they haven't healed, they will cheat. Even the best of women, even the most best society has shown to be a woman, will cheat. And what will happen in this cheating is that she will be so careful and so precisely careful in making sure that she does not hurt her partner, because she loves and cares so well, because she learned how to love and care and make sure that I don't hurt this man, I don't want him to leave, because we've learned this behavior from mom to try to love a man so that he doesn't leave. So I grew up with this behavior of loving my man so he doesn't leave, but I need to heal the missing piece of me that was broken as a child. So even the best, most classiest, wealthy, educated, well-rounded woman in society can be an expert cheater because she doesn't want to hurt her partner. It could be look like a model couple of society, and she will cheat. And those typically are the cold-blooded cheaters. Those ones that will cheat with the other guy. They usually cut them off completely. They will not continue off because they want to love their partner so much, and they want to stay with their husband so much, and they'll continue and continue on for years. And these ones where you find out were 10, 20 years later, if and when, hopefully not, but if and when there is a divorce, you'll probably find out that she cheated on you. Let's go back to the men cheaters, because it is not just daddy issues when it comes to the woman. These daddy issues can also be for a young man, for a child. And these daddy issues will typically can come in the form of the missing father, also the missing mother, and studies actually have shown, and if you look at it, and gosh, if I can remember correctly, I want to say it was under family divorce statistics, or there was a cheating thing, and it was out of a hospital. There was a study out of a hospital. I want to say it was like Mayo Clinic out of Florida, or it was a Harvard study. And I can't recall. I'll try to look for it again, and if I can find the link, I'll put it down below. But basically, it was young men that were raised by fathers, if it was a separated family, were more than likely going to be raised properly, appropriately, not be cheating, be a well-rounded man, and a good person of society and a productive citizen of society. They more than likely were going to be, rather than being raised by a mother with a young man, typically going to have these type of issues. And I say this lightly because I know there's somebody probably watching that's probably going to be upset about this, but be realistically, if the young man is being raised only in a feminine surrounding, he's more than likely going to turn gay, question his sexuality, possibly be bisexual. He may be confused by this all and want masculinity, but be confused by his constant surrounding of softness and feminism. He may lead to drugs and alcohol to mask the confusion and try to go into that space, that mental space, through some mind-altering substances, to try to go into that mental space of trying to either be more feminine or maybe more masculine because he's confused about it in his normal state of mind. So this young man there's more different avenues that have problems by being raised by only a woman when it comes to a young man rather than a father, because you have perfect model figure, and a man of firm stature is going to be someone that you're typically going to be like, zoned in on, because you are him. You are actually a man. Or it becomes like a woman, there's other issues that go along with that. So let's look at the male cheater. The male cheater typically is being raised by a woman in America, or maybe from your country as well too. I've heard Australia, you guys have mentioned, in the UK, you guys have mentioned comments. This happens, and this young man is going to grow up to be cheating because he's missing something. It's just like the woman, missing some type of love and attachment, some type of abandonment issue that he had as a child. And this is typically the mommy's boy. I would put him in the category as the fuck boy. He is typically going to treat his woman like if it was his mommy, or he will play house with her. He will play like masculine man, like my woman and this and that with her. But he will specifically target women to have sex with on the side to heal this damaged brokenness within him. And guys, and I just want to share with you too, I familiarized a little bit with this because a little bit was me as well. At some point where I started to realize, like, you know what, I just want to, I was younger and I had maybe a girlfriend or two, and I felt so hurt by what they did. I almost wanted to rebel and give them some payback or some backlash, and that's how I lashed out. I would never specifically want to cheat. I never really wanted to, And at the time that I did, which was when I was a young man, I haven't done that for the longest time, but when I was a young man, I did, and I did it out of spite. I did it out of spite, and where that comes from is when I try to understand that, and is that it's almost like the child that is neglected when they're wanting love. So they want love from mom, and this is me too. So I put me first. I'm calling myself out on this, but this happens a lot with young men. Is you want love from your mom, and your mom maybe shows anger towards you or doesn't want to love you, and you feel neglected. So you're like, how could you? How could you not love me? You're my mom. And I've experienced that myself because my mom clearly loved and appreciated and respected my brother way more than she did me. And so what happens with that young man that is being raised by his mom is mom will sometimes love him, sometimes not love him. Or maybe that mom will hate him because of what the dad did to her. And so that young man would probably be seeking out love through the only way he can get love, which was his mom. But she's not wanting to give it. And so when he doesn't receive love from the only person that could be loving him, is his mother. He feels a sense of like, how could you? Like, why? Like, what's going on here? I hate you for this. How could you not love me? I'm playing these words as an idea of what the child may be feeling, kind of like these roller coaster of emotions going through this child. And so what the child will do is they'll almost like, well, I'm going to get love from somewhere. And as a child, we don't know how to do that, right? We typically lean towards food or things of that nature. I leaned towards food a lot when I was a child. Sweets and food, that was my kind of like my outlet. And then it led into other things. I was very good at sports and athleticism. So I started leaning towards what I was good at, and I would go too hard. I would go too much. And it was like I needed to like go further than everyone else. I had to go harder than anyone else. And then as that child grows up, what that child will do, that young man that is being raised by the mom, that is missing love from the father, but doesn't realize he's missing love. He appreciates the love that he gets from his mother, but his mother doesn't always want to give it. He grows up and realizes that he comes and enters this world of dating and meeting other women. And so then he'll seek out that woman. He may seek out you if you are a woman, and he'll seek you out to have a relationship with you. But then this relationship is not fixing the brokenness within him. And he doesn't want to cheat, and he doesn't seek to cheat. He doesn't care to cheat. He wants to love. He wants a woman to love, and he wants it to hold on. And what will happen is when you guys have conflict, that young child that was not loved by his mother will rebel through cheating. He'll go straight to cheating. So it is not your fault that you were cheated on. These all come directly from the way they were treated as a child, or the lack thereof. It is not your fault. You have to stop thinking that you were not enough in the relationship, or you did not do enough in the relationship. Let me give you an example about me again. I put myself first, guys, because I'm open, honest. I put these videos out here, and I care about you, and I don't want you to fall into the hands of another cheater. And I don't want you to cheat either. And I want you to be the best version of you. So I share these videos with you and putting some of my own personal information, but also sharing some of these videos with you of stuff that I've read, because I'm reading like a lot, and sometimes it's too much. I can't even remember the article that it comes from sometimes. And I want you to see that even I am someone that is someone like you, or you have experienced some of the things that we have experienced together. We may be completely different people. You may be a woman, you may be a different nationality, maybe you speak different language, but we are very much the same. We are all the same. We all want love. We all want connection and bonding, and we want it to be healthy. You want this for yourself. And the only way to go into this new space of bonding with friends, family, or relationship is by changing and facing the toxic patterns or the toxic behavior that you've experienced in the past, and stopping. You have to make a full stoppage and say, I'm no longer going to participate in this behavior. I'm no longer going to be a cheater to anyone, no matter the situation. You have to look at yourself and come to a full understanding that you're not going to do this. And realize that when you do these things will come back to you. Karma is always working. If you do it here, it will happen over here. There's always a yin and a yang. Karma is always working, guys. So here's one of the things I want to share with you. This was really important. Stay with me. I'm almost done. Stay with me, guys. This is really important. When I was going through my divorce, just shortly after my divorce, and things were still kind of hurting, a lot of things that haven't settled yet, other things haven't settled, I was told, even hinted by lawyers, hinted by her, hinted by family, friends, hinted by coworkers, that, and here's what every guy hears, and I was hinted to this, and I was told this directly: you're not enough. You're not financially enough. You are not physically enough. You are not mentally there. You are not loving. It was because of you. It was the lack in all that you are and all that you brought to the table is why you separated. And that could be far from the truth. That is completely wrong. To only say, and this whole world of divorce will only focus on the lack of men. And I want every single one of you that are watching this right now, especially if you're men, and if you're a woman too, and if you experience this from the other side, to know that there is no lack in you. You are perfectly created exactly the way you are. And if you have some flaws, you've took different directions in life, but you're right here, perfectly created, and you're learning. You're transitioning into this new version by listening to this information, coming to the realization of your pain and your problems. You are very much aware, you're self-aware, and you're fully accepting everything that's happened to you. You're changing for the better. Your flaws are no longer. Your perfection is becoming more greater. The damage that happens to children at a young age creates toxic patterns that they feel accustomed to and natural, and it affects people like you and me. And people cheat. It's not always their fault, as though they are raised and now it becomes their responsibility. They're at fault now. But it is important that you and I, that we understand the cheater, understand where those things come from. Look at their behaviors, pay attention to them, ask the questions. If they don't like it, then too bad, it's not for them. If there's nothing that you can cheat about, for example, My girlfriend asked me for my phone and wants to go through it. Here, baby. I'm not cheating. But the cheater will clearly say, no, why? You don't need to go with my phone. I don't care if you're worried about. See, the non-cheater will not care if you're worried. They'll just look at you and say, here, you'll get over it because I love you. All those feelings will go away. I know you were cheated on. And at this age, if you're 20, 30, or 40, or 50, at some point, someone's been cheated on and someone's hurting from that or damaged from that. You have to heal from that yourself. And if you can't, your partner will be loving enough to understand and not ridicule you and belittle you. See, I take the full responsibility. I take the full responsibility. And here's what I share with you, and hopefully that you can bring this to your relationship. I take full responsibility for all the men that came before me and all the cheating and the pain that you've taken from this world or these relationships. It's my responsibility to show you what a good man is. So I take the responsibility with grace. And I hope that you can take that with you to your relationship. Take the responsibility of all the damage that came before and show them the good character, the quality of man or woman that you are, and love purely from the heart with all respect for yourself, the love that you have inside you, the validation that you give to you, and share that with others. I love you guys so much. I hope to see you again soon. Please thumbs up, like video. Thank you for watching this long video. Take care, and there's some other links down below. Take care. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe.